Hey everyone, my name's Cody. This is a game we're working on called Chronicles of Virtue. It's a tactical RPG. You play as this character, front Arya, and a team. Sheet symbols throughout the game, in a world that's just been introduced to magic. So as you go through the game, you learn how to harness that magic, and so do your enemies all at the same time. Today we're gonna be working on developing some more magic animations. So making good progress on these. They are looking pretty good. Still some work to do. This is fire, so kind of making some progress there. Ultimately, I think today we're going to try to tackle air. Here's the lightning animation. All right, not bad, not bad. So gonna tackle air. Maybe mess with the water and ice. One thing I need to do is work on a system where, like, if you see my earth here, it casts really only at the center of the target, and then it here we go, and then it fans out, right? Which I do need to adjust that a little bit. Sorry, my audio looks like it might be glitching here. Check. All right, we'll see. But yeah, so ultimately though, that's what we're gonna be doing today. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get started here. I do want to check real quick. I want to modify that earth a little bit here. Let's see. Is the way I do that. Hey, appreciate it, my biggest fan. Thanks for the follow. Here, I'll make you a VIP. 1 second. Let's do that real quick. And oh, you know what? I should be able to do it. I was gonna say I might not be able to do it without you chatting, but you tried getting that name? Yeah, it's taken. It's taken now. How's it going, Orban? Good to see you. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99% sure it's my wife, but you know, not 100% sure, but 99% sure. I gotta remember here how to add. Oh, just like this. What was the name? It is Seashell Studios biggest fan. Absolutely, Seashell Studios biggest fan. Also tried to be my wife. Also taken. Understood. Yeah, definitely. But no, good to see you, Orm. Hope things are going well. How are things in WordPress land? We've been working more animations and making pretty good progress. All right, my biggest fan, you are now a VIP in the chat. So I think really all that gets you is you can post links and things, and you get a little emblem next to your name. So congratulations. All right, so one thing I was going to do real quick is on this earth, I was going to bring it up a little bit. Yeah, I saw that on your YouTube page. So sorry to hear that, man. I'm sure it's tough. So definitely take the break. Hopefully family's doing all right. I am sure that's tough though. So I'm sorry to see it. Yeah, absolutely. Understood. Well, you know, I hope all is well there. And thanks for hanging out. Hopefully I can distract a little bit, but you know, I know it's tough. So things are looking pretty good here though. That's where we're at. I think I want to modify Earth a little bit more. My wife was helping me. My biggest fan, sorry, was helping me get my Earth settings just right, but it might still need tweaked a little bit. I might have to check. Today I'm gonna try to do air though. So there's a couple things I want to implement real quick. Yeah, because it doesn't show up. Let me bring it up just a hair further. I might have to clear that out. Okay. Basically, I'm just raising this up a little bit so that it'll actually show. because I took some of the color out, and so it's not glowing anymore. And so just like air not to show up. I know. Sounds about right. But yeah, ultimately it's underneath like the top tile, and so it just kind of sticks through. And I need to see if I can fix that. So we'll see. We shall see. Hey, from the last plug, did you get any of those book sales? I heard my chat was all about your book, so. Let's see this here. And I haven't made your character yet. I need to make, what was the character's name? It was, go find that again. I do want to make him. I'm going to make the character and he's going to be over there. Man, why is that? I used to have it at 0.15 and it looked pretty good. Again, I'm just modifying this height right here. Am I modifying the wrong one? Went platinum, man. Glad to hear it. New York Times bestseller. Coromir. Okay. I really gotta read the book, I think. If I read the book, I would know this already. Okay, Coromir. I think Coromir fits well in the story. Yeah, it would for sure help. It's hard to develop a character if you don't know their characteristics. All right. There we go. And that looks pretty good. Okay. Let's try this one more time. I don't want it to stick too far out of the ground. But at the same time, it needs to kind of be in the ground. Okay. Kind of clumbing off the cliff, but it looks pretty good. Okay. That's good. So one thing I was going to do real quick. I need to modify. So in my spells, there are going to be certain spells that there's one big animation for all the characters like that one, and some that cast on every character that you saw. So what I need to come in here and do is modify my spells here, which there are a lot of them, but here's the cool thing is I just really have to modify the definition, and all of these are in Excel, so I can just go fix them in Excel and then they're done. So if I come up here and I come into here and say, we could call it, oh, actually, you know what? I have area of effect already. Area of effect is just the area of effect. It's not a Boolean. Really, I need a Boolean here. And that Boolean would be like, export variable. And it could be like single target animation, right? The goal here is that when I cast it has one animation in total that kind of expands on everybody. I'm going to use that for the water. I'm going to use it for the ice. And I'm also going to do some floor stuff for the ice. Use it for the ice, use it for the water. Use it for air and earth. And I think it'll look pretty good. So let me pull up the Excel sheet real quick. Gotta find it here. It is under here. All right. Now it's an Excel stream. Okay, so ultimately I need to add a column. And that column is just going to be the name of the parameter, so single target animation. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to hide these real quick so I can see the names over here. I'm probably going to filter on, let's see, so for earth, true, fire, not true. Yes. I know. You gotta develop the WordPress Excel interface. I think Excel is the most powerful programming tool that exists. I think that's all the ones I want to do. Oh yeah. SQL's probably just a little bit better than Excel, but yeah, I'm sure you're right. But hey, it's fine. All right. Okay, so that's really all I have to do, and then I come back here. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And then I've got this script. I've really never used SQL much. I think I've used SQL a tiny bit as like interfacing with an Access backend or something. And like at work, other people have used SQL. I've been a part of systems that use SQL, but I've never done anything with SQL myself. Oh, I gotta remember. I can't remember how to run this. Do I hit Control-Shift-Enter? No. How do I... Okay, not like that. Okay, well... Okay, I broke it. Okay. How do I run a tool? I forgot. I haven't run these tools in so long. 1 second, I gotta Google that. How to run a tool script in Godot. You press... Okay. The AI answer was not helpful. It told me you put tool at the top like this, which is true, but there's also a combination of button presses that I need to hit. How... I don't just save it, right? No. Why is this so hard? It should be like, I've found this. Okay, using one-off scripts here. And oh my goodness. Here, let me share. I thought this would be like a 1 second thing. Oops. What in the world? I figured this would be like, you open this up and it's right here. Let's see, tool. Running one-off scripts. Okay, sometimes you run code one time. Editor script, which I think this is. All right. Control-Shift-X. There it is. Okay. We got it. Cool. Yeah, that seems way more complicated. Okay, that was close. I thought Control-Shift-0, Control-Shift-X. Now it's adding all that. Oh, I really need to go back. 1 second. I really need to go back and delete all of those other spells, because now it's going to try to save over the top. It might only do deltas. I don't actually know what it does when they're conflicting resources. I don't know if it saves over them. We'll find out. I mean, I'll go check the earth and ice. So what I'm trying to do here is create a flag, right? And what that flag would do is whenever I cast my spell, if that flag is true, what it would do, and I never got magic import. Oh, it's because these already existed. Okay. When that flag is true, what ends up happening is it casts it in one spot. If it's false, it casts it in every square. So let's see if those imported. No, those didn't import. So let's delete these. These are all the spells. All right. It's a lot of spells. Give it a second to think. Still thinking. Holy smokes. Are there that many? All right. There we go. Now I can come down here. I'll see that they're gone. So magic is gone, no spells, folder empty. Then I can run this tool. And all this tool is doing is it's going through that Excel sheet, or that's a CSV, right? Taking for every column, it's going to take the heading, and depending on what the heading is, it's going to populate the different fields over here. So it's pretty simple. I think I've done Boolean before, so I do think the Boolean true false is right. I mean, I can find out here. Just like this. Oh, those did not trigger. Interesting. Okay, I might have to... Let's look at the Earth ones. You know, I may not have... Oh, well... I was gonna say maybe I didn't re-import, but... it should have been fine. Do I have air and Earth on here? Yeah. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so single target animation. I wonder if I'm only looking to a certain column number. Let me look at this script. Let's see. Nope, I'm looking at the entire set. I obviously got a lot of errors. Interesting. Bunch of status effects that don't exist, which is fine. Okay. Single target animation. Let me, you know, there might be an extra space here. There it is. Look at that. Ah. Fantastic. Okay, so there was an extra space at the end of my column header. So we got to do this again. Try this one more time. I want to make sure it's working. Otherwise, I just do it manually. But I would rather try and make sure it's working than this. So it's all right. It doesn't take all that long. Very good. So, oops, sorry for the echo. All right. And so then what we're going to do is we're going to go look at the different emitters. I think I think this works really well for Earth because it's kind of in the middle, opens up. I got this idea from Casey yesterday. And then I think it's going to look good for like ice because I can have that big ice kind of swoop through people. Instead of being cast on everybody, I think it's going to look a little less awkward. Things like fire and lightning, I think that's okay. Like holy looks fine. But there are certain ones in water I think will look good like this. There are certain ones where I think it'll just look better to kind of just be a big sweep across the map rather than kind of show up on everybody's square. So let's see what this looks like. I do have to make a tornado. Tornado I don't think is gonna be too bad. I'm gonna have to use trails. Haven't used a lot of trails on these, but I've done it at least once, so I can look at what we did there. Let me see here. So we just make sure spells populated, yes. And then if I look at air, it didn't work. Single target animation. Is there? Okay, let me look at Earth. Interesting. Let me check something. If I do this and copy that, you know what? It might be because I have. Let me see if I can copy value again. Oh, you know what? It's gonna. It might be because. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. I actually never clicked in my head that it was like a natural disaster type spells, but that for sure makes sense. Okay, so that didn't work. I'm guessing here when I have the Excel sheet, like it's like these capital trues. It might need to be lowercase trues because Godot is case sensitive. So instead of like all like this, maybe just true. But the only problem with that is there is this little colon thing. Am I doing any Boolean anything else? Anywhere else? Not here. Let me check some of my other things here. So let me check characters. I'll see how I do Boolean in my other sheets. I might not be. Not doing them there. This might be the first time I'm doing any kind of Boolean values. Jobs. Let's see. Man, yeah, I might not be, I might not have this anywhere. That's okay. So this is the first time doing this potentially. Which is fine. All right, well, that's okay. So I'm gonna try lowercase true. Man, I really wish I didn't have, you know, I might mess around with this later. So let me just, for now, manually set these. So I'm gonna set them for water, air, earth, and ice. All right. Oh my goodness, all right. All right, so earth. Air. Ice. And water. Cool. Okay, so now I need to write this script. So basically, this should be pretty easy at this point. Just copy that property, and in my, go find my main scene because it has disappeared. All right. Let's open that up. Cool. Let's look for where I select this. I think it's under casting magic. And so yeah, this is pretty straightforward. And then all I really need to do is, like, I have this, right? Instead, what I would do is magic cast dot single target animation equals true. Then I set the cells equal to the middle cells. And then what I can do is go back to those emitters like ice, water. It's like water, I can just make them 5 times bigger, was roughly the size. That worked really well. So it's 5 times bigger there. It won't be perfect right now, but that's okay. Ice is 5 times bigger. Earth already, it works, and then air. We'll do air later. All right, let's take a look at this. I also want to add some floor effects for the ice. Let's see here. It's getting longer and longer. Okay. So let's look at ice first. See what this looks like. Okay, I mean, it looked tough for sure. A little big, maybe. I might zoom out and kind of see what it looks like. Let's look at water. I think it's gonna work though. Yeah, I might need to make it a little smaller. that did not look tough. All right, so maybe I made all these a little too big. And then earth we've already looked at. Okay, so a couple things. First off, let me just make ice. Let's look at ice one more time, and then I'll make it smaller. All right. I might have to make it bigger, but keep the particles small. I mean, it looks kind of like ice. All right, let's see. So for ice, let's make it like 0.3. Can you do it? Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for, was like a wave on the water one. So we'll look at the water one again now that I'm doing it like this, because this is very different. It was looking pretty good on a single square, but or on, I guess, yeah, whenever it was individualized. That looks pretty decent for ice. Like if I added icy floor effects, let's do that real quick actually. Here. All right. Yeah, ice is looking pretty good now. Going from what we started with to now is great. Okay. So this is ice. It looks really cool. I'm gonna copy the earth ground effect. So I added these things where I can add multiple effects. It's basically how I do it. Pretty simple. Attach this script. Here, and then just I assign it like this, right? So then what I can do is I can play this ice effect too. Wait a second. Oh, okay, yeah. So I don't want to do it like that. What I want to do here is I probably want to have like 5 of these. I want to make them show up. Actually, well, yeah. So I'll make them show up kind of in a box. Let's see here. Let's make sure I'm making these unique. I don't want to overwrite my previous work. All right, so first off, to spawn, I want to spawn it in a box. Like that. I want to make these smaller. I will for sure make them blue. Yeah. I'll make them kind of like a light blue color. Maybe bigger than that. Maybe like half the size they were. Maybe more of them. Okay, maybe fewer, but I need the box to be bigger. I think that's maybe too big. All right, and then let's go ahead and make them blue now. Okay, so go to display, color, make them blue. Maybe a lighter blue. I wonder if I can do that just by, I want them kind of glow blue, I think. So let's do this. Let's reset this at white and then come back in here. And instead of subtracting here, I'm going to add like this, and then take the color here and ultimately something like this, but I think what I want to do is make it glow a little bit. Something like that. Maybe I need it to kind of be dark around the edges, which means I probably want this to stay. Oh, you know what? Let's go back to what I had where they're subtracting. You like dark blue? Let's look at dark blue one more time real quick. So if I kept this as subtracting, made this white, and kind of painted this, just took the blue out of my subtraction. Something like that. I mean, that is like a dark blue. What do you think? I kind of want some neon, maybe like neon blue stuff in there. Can I do it like this? That's like blue and red. Yeah, probably not that. What about if I go the other direction? Nope, too much blue and red. Let me come in here and see if I can make them glow a little bit. Does that actually impact anything? I mean, they glow, but not really. let's see. Again, just subtracting, so doing kind of subtractive color. I think that looks decent though. Might be a little too dark of blue. Yeah. Let's see if I can't subtract any more blue. But I guess what I could do is add some blue. I'm already adding a bunch of blue here. That does nothing, right? Yeah, that does nothing. It just makes it glow. Okay, so I think I do have to do additive colors here. Yeah. So I'll have to do additive. Let's make this blue. Blue and green. Let's see. Let's do this and let's add a whole blue. Yeah, white might be good. This is kind of white with some tone to it. Kind of like a blue tone. I think that looks pretty good. That versus pure white, I think is the question. Or maybe even more blue. Just less red? Okay. That's a good point. Okay. Something like this. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. And then what I can do too is possibly... what if I do add a little bit of variation here? No. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's not really what I'm going for. Let's see. But do the other way here. No, not quite. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Let me see if I can get it to spawn at a different angle. Like if I go from like 0 to 90, does it actually spin? No, they're all flat. Not sure I understand that one yet. Okay. I think that looks pretty decent then. Let's test it in game and see how close we are to the height. The height is the part that you kind of have to change. All right. Hey, thanks, my biggest fan. I love you and hope you have a good night. Thanks for joining. Got a blast. Thank you. I really hope that was my wife. You can never be too sure, you know? You can never be too sure. All right. Let's see. Yeah, it'd be really awkward otherwise. All right. Let's see. Okay, so I have to raise them up. Oh, I also didn't turn off one shot, which is fine because they'll just keep going, which allows me to make edits. All right, so here I'm gonna have this run off to the side, and I'm gonna come down here and just make it move up a little bit. This is absolutely the way to do this. Okay. So you can kind of see it going up there. Okay, it's starting to poke through. Oh man, now it's floating off the ground quite a bit. It looks so much better on this screen than it shows up in the game. Okay. That's unfortunate. That would be, yeah, that would be really awkward. That would be more awkward. Well, if that's the case, you know, I apologize. That wasn't the intention. Okay, so we can mess with the color though in game, which is nice. Subtractive color just does some weird things because it's like subtracting it from the environment. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Let me see something. Oh, I'm doing additive here. That's really strange. Why would that do that? Okay, so I do need to lower this back down though to like 0.12. Otherwise, it's on top of their feet. I just have to get it to be more like there. Right? Let's see. First off, I do think I need to make these smaller. All right. Something like that I think is better. But yeah, why? Let's see. If I make these glow more, do they show up more? They don't, which is weird. Man, it looks so good on the preview screen and so bad in the game. Mainly just because they're not like showing up at all. They're so subtle. Let's get rid of this. Well, no, I need the alpha curve. Let me think. So if I did subtract, they really show up well if I do subtractive. Let me see if I can do something with this. So then the color, let's go to 111 here. For blue, like I guess, can I do negatives? No, 0 for blue. It still shows up red. Let me save this. I don't know if this actually is impacting this live. Interesting. Yeah, it is a completely different color on the game than it is on my screen. I guess that's probably how subtractive color works. So I really need like mix, I guess. But I can't do mix because it just does these blocks like this, which is a problem. I can try doing like an alpha transparency. Let's see. Man, okay. All right, how can I make this more? Maybe I need to don't do a depth test. I haven't had this problem yet, but yeah, it's very much not one to show up. What if I... There we go. Okay, yeah, I just need to set the base color. All right. I mean, I've got to figure out how I want to make it not... Well, one, it's kind of clipping through the ground. I need to raise it up a little bit. I got to figure out how I want it to not go off cliffs. Because, like, if there's any terrain, it looks like it's just going to go off of it. Which I don't think I want. So... All right, let me make them one shot now. And we'll see what it looks like for real. Oops. All right, let's see. And one shot. Okay. Cool. So let's try casting that again. I'm going to worry about it going off the cliff later. I got to think about how to make that look good where it doesn't go off the cliff. Why are they yellow now? And why is it cast? Okay, hold up. Let's close it. It is yellow on my screen. Why did they turn yellow all of a sudden? They were clearly blue on the screen. All right. Maybe I need fewer. All right, let's try this. There's weird things that go on in here. It's hard to... I think when you like do the like hot code, right? Whatever you want to call it, hot swapper code, where you're like changing something in the editor while you're running it, I don't think it quite runs right. So I got to be careful, I think, about modifying animations based on that, because I think it's hard to see. All right, let's see this. Check this out. right. Let's see what this looks like. It was a little bit away from the target area. I mean, it kind of worked. I might need to change my like spawn box to be smaller. Maybe take this back up to 5. And maybe make my spawn box a little smaller. So like something like that, but they're just gonna kind of be on top of each other. It's tough. Okay, maybe that looks okay. I just want it to be more spread out. What if I increase randomness? Does that keep them spread out more? What about explosiveness? That'll do them all at the same time, at least. Which maybe looks kind of good. Let's see if I did do like this, right? So the ice comes up and they just kind of fade in like that and then fade out. Maybe that looks pretty good. All right, all right. I think that works pretty well. What's interpolate? What's frac delta? Okay, so let's try that. Ultimately, yeah, ice does look a lot better here. And I'll do water next. Water probably won't have any particle effects. One thing too is I've got to set weather based on the elemental map. I mean, that one's not as important, but it was fun. Yesterday we were kind of playing and realized that my like earth spell was getting super weak. And yeah, it's a cool mechanic. I like that mechanic a lot. All right, let's check this out. Cool. So let's check out ice. See what it looks like. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And then it'll kind of fade out over time. There you go. That's not bad. They kind of look like spider webs, maybe a little bit. I can maybe look at some of the other like ground cracking sprites I have, because I have a few more. I mean, that's not bad. They do kind of look like spider webs though. Like Ice Spider-Man attacked. Let's see what we got though. Okay, I think that's the one I'm using. I don't think that one's better. A little too spread out. Yeah, so maybe it does need to come in some more. That does, I mean, this does look the most like ice. I wish there was like a black background, which I could try to make. So yeah, let's take them in a bit. So that'd be more kind of in here, and I could do fewer. Like 3. Oh, where'd they go? Oh, they're there. Okay. So I could do like 3, or I could do just one big one, which is what I have for the Earth, right? But maybe that does look better if I do one on a single point instead of in a box, right? And I make it just bigger. Maybe that looks better. Let's try it out. Let's see what happens here. I could probably do this and do like a black one under it, just to give it like a little bit of kind of 3D looking effect, right? Because it's ice, it probably would sit on top of the ground, and maybe that would help too. Give it a little bit more outline. Yeah, animations are hard. It's hard to get things to look like, I don't know, cohesive. I think some sound would help too. I really need like an ice sound that goes. All right. Let's see what this looks like. That looked pretty good. I mean, it's like hanging off the edge, but not bad. Not bad. I might make it a little bit smaller. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, I feel pretty good about that, I think. Let me think real quick. So if I did add another one, right, what I could do is just copy it, paste it. Oh no, not that. Copy this, paste it. I would tie it to this. So it'll start at the same time, be exactly the same, except what I can do is under process material, make this unique. And I could make the color can I do, oh, I need to make this in subtractive. So make this unique as well. Make this subtract. Oh, you know what? It might subtract things under it. So I'll have to, let me see if I move it down, does that go on top? Oh, okay. Maybe so. Did it change? Oh, it changed both. What in the world? I thought I made it unique. What happened? Make unique. Okay. Now if I make this subtractive. Okay. And then I would make it like 0.15. I would make this white. Maybe. It's hard to tell because they're off. So let's run it. That's kind of the look I'm going for, I think. It maybe looks like roots a little too much. We'll see what it looks like. Yeah. Try this one more time. It did look pretty good with just the one though, so we'll see. Let's find out. All right. All right, here we go. It looks a little cartoony. I think it looked better without that. Let's hide this. I mean, it does look kind of cool, but I do think it looks better without the black underneath. I think like that might look cool on other something else. Oh, it didn't work. Cool. Yeah, let me just delete this one. I think it just looks better without it. Alrighty, delete. All right. So I think that looks good. I think I'm good with ice. Now I think it's time to do water real quick. Just clean up water. So what I was going for is absolutely like a wave, right? I think what happened was when I made it big, the particles got really big, and so it lost some of its waviness. So let's do this. Let's go back to 0.1. That keeps my particles small, and I'll just make them take up more space. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for here. Okay, let's turn off one shot. So yeah, something like that. Let me change some of the color ramping. Let's set this at like, so kind of make it glow in the middle. And then let me make it like here, not be glowing. And then here be glowing again. What I'm going for here is, can I make the particles even smaller? Maybe. Let's try it. Scale. First off, I can not add any variation here. And then I can here, yeah. That's pretty small. Okay. Maybe add more of them, like 100,000 particles. I mean, that kind of looks like water-ish. I don't know if my CPU can keep up with it. I probably can. I mean, or GPU. It's like 100,000 particles. It's not that bad. I'm producing like 40,000 if I do them all in one thing. Now more. All right. All right. There's 1 million particles. Which isn't bad. I mean, I might take it down to like 500,000 because there's probably like no discernible difference. Maybe 300,000. Oh, 300,000. Now some color variation. Great. Yeah, smart, smart. Not that much color variation. Okay, we're getting there. It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Let me take one of these down. Do something like that. If I take it all the way to black. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to add here. This right here is a gradient. That should add some variation of like color. So you can see like the glowing, how the glowing disappears in the middle. I think I might have it just glowing too much. So let me take this down to like 1. Man, but it's almost like transparency, really. I mean, it is a gradient, right? Let me see what if I'm adding or if I'm mixing here. I might just be adding. Yeah, I don't think mix. The problem with mix is it's got little outlines, which maybe I don't want those little outlines. Let me see. I might have another file I can use here though. That might look a little bit better. Let me check. So like if I use this instead. Yeah, that lets me control the color a little more. It's not as ethereal. So darker is way better. Like if I go back to like this. Let me, so like if I do this. Let's see. Let's see if I can mess with this a little bit. I think I can probably make it glow a bit now. Yeah, it's 100% more menacing, I agree. Now it looks like it's glitching. Interesting. All right, that's getting there. I think I need to mix with the color variation. Because I think the color variation is... maybe I'm getting a little bit too out there. Now it looks nothing like water. Okay, and now that it's going over everybody, I probably don't have to have it like down in a funnel like that. So maybe that shape is kind of weird. Let's see. Maybe I could just rotate it up. Bring it down. Like something like that. And then maybe make it come out a little longer so I can take this and let's see if I increase the lifetime on it a little bit here. Something like that, maybe. All right, sounds good, man. Well, enjoy your stream, and good luck on your character tutorial missions. Hope that goes well for you. All right, let me see if I can get to the end of this. Yeah, for sure, man. Talk soon. Hope all is well, and good luck on your tutorial missions here. They're coming along. I think they're looking pretty good. Very interesting. All right, let me see what that looks like in game. Kind of looks like rolling waves, which is kind of what I'm going for. I might need to put a little more translation into it, which I could just add like a script that says when it starts, like translate it, like move it a little bit, and that wouldn't be too bad. All right. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see what this looks like here. All right. Not terrible. Not like particularly good. And it's still going because I didn't turn it into a one shot, which I could look at it for a little bit. Okay, it kind of starts off weird. Like, I don't know why it starts off in that kind of black. Oh, I know why. Actually, I do know why. Okay. There also are a lot of them. I might try to take it down to... Man, but it doesn't look nearly as menacing if I do that many. All right, what if I do make it 1 million? I mean, yeah, that looks... We'll try it. I don't know if it'll end up glitching out because that's a lot of particles, but it does look good. Okay, one thing I need to do, though, is on the alpha fade, the alpha curve, I need to pull this like this a little bit. Maybe pull this in a little bit. What I'm trying to do here is make it look more like it fades in and out. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Let me see if I can get it to kind of push out a little bit as well. So it's kind of rolling. I think what I would do is spawn velocity. I'm also going to push it in the X direction. If I can. All right, that's just directly in the X direction. Let's see what that does if I just put it in no direction. Interesting. All right. So what does this? -1? I still think that probably is best here. Okay. That does look pretty good. How many do I have right now? Do I have 100 or a million? Yeah. Let me compare that to 100,000 and see what happens. Yeah, it does look a lot weaker. Okay, but 500,000 looks fine, I think. That, I think, is looking pretty good. All right. I do kind of wish... I think I need some whites in there. Do I have... What is this? Color initial ramp. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's kind of cool. So I can make this blue to white. Yeah, it's pretty cool. They just start that color, I guess. Let's go back to this. And then I can make this middle one a little more gray. Maybe even glowing. Let's see if I can modify this a bit. Okay. All right. Not terrible. I don't think the color gradient's doing too much. Let's see. I guess it is. That should just be ridiculously glowy. And it's not, so. But I could make this glow a bit and do like 2. Cool. All right. I think that looks pretty good. I might... What if I do get rid of this? Maybe it's good to keep the colors in there. I do think fading into it is probably good. There you go. I think that looks pretty decent. All right. Cool. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Let me add some more hue variation, see what happens. Too much hue variation for sure. Oh yeah, never mind. Okay, I think that looks pretty decent. I kind of wish it just offhand. Let's see if I can make this. Can't really get it to do much. It's hard because I think I've rotated it some. So yeah, that looks the best for sure. And there's so much well, it does do something. I mean, obviously. Okay. All right. That looks very much like water, which is good. But it's there's too many gaps. What if I did do a million here? It's kind of looks like noise. But that's okay. I want to do fewer, honestly. But I'm not sure why. I feel like this is going to be really heavy on processing, but it might not. Okay, let's give it a go. We'll see what it's like in processing. All right, that looks pretty decent. I'm gonna take it down just another hair here. It's like 200. Maybe even 100. I'm gonna end up back at 50 again. Okay, I think that looks decent. I could add a little script that says, hey, if this bonds in, go ahead and start translating it. But it's okay. Well, let's see here. Oh man, okay, let's see what happens. Here we go. Okay. It is a lot of particles. It does slow things down. I'm gonna look at it for a second. I don't have it on one shot. Okay, it's just too big, I think. Okay, so let's make it smaller. Let's turn on one shot. Let's make it smaller. Oh, I can't really make it smaller here. How do I make it smaller? Fewer particles. All right. Let's see. All right, I need to make it smaller. I guess make it smaller, but that's probably what, I mean, velocity will control the size, right? Maybe I do need to keep it here then. Okay. Let me see something. Actually, I'm gonna go to the spawn point. Right now it's spawning out of a ring. What if I spawn it out of a point? Let's see. And turn the spread to 0. Interesting. It's like a straight cone. The water cone of death. Okay. That might actually help, because I can probably take this down to 100,000 now. And then let's see. So maybe a point's not right. I could probably go out of the sphere. What is this? The emission sphere radius? Okay. Still too big. Something like that might actually work. I mean, it just kind of looks like rain, maybe. And I know this is way too big, actually. Okay. I think that's looking decent. It looks kind of magical. I don't want it to be such like a cone though. Let's see if, what if I do add like some randomness? I don't think that does it much of anything. So how can I make it less of a cone? I mean, that is pretty good. It's hard to, okay, so it's hard to get a good direction on here. Let's put the spread back in. Maybe I need more spread. Yeah, it does help quite a bit. All right, yeah, that's starting to, it looks kind of like a, you know, actually, if I turned that on its side, like rotate it exactly 90 degrees, and I moved it over to the middle. See, let's rotate that up. Now it's like a water tornado. See if I can get it. And something like that might actually look pretty good. Let's add more. So if I did make this 1,000,000 particles now. Yeah, something like that looks pretty good. I think I probably want it to hang out for a little longer. Yeah, that looks decent. Let me add distance fade to it. But yeah, I think that's coming along. That's starting to look much better. I do already have distance fade, so minimum distance. If I set that at 1 meter, does it? So I think I want to do like 1 meter and Max distance, I don't really care. Right? Maybe I do. Okay. That's not how it works, I don't think. I think it just kind of keeps the particles from forming. But yeah, I think that works pretty good. That looks pretty good. I think it's way too big right now. So I probably can either make it smaller, which would mean a smaller velocity here. Let's see if that variation in velocity helps at all. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. It's like a sphere. Yeah, it looks pretty deadly. Let's look at it in game. I think that's working. All right. Let's see here. All right. So let's look at water here. Okay, it took too long to spawn, but not bad. I mean, it also took too long to run. It's processing too many particles. I've got to take down the number of particles significantly. It looks pretty good though. Let's try to take it down by 1/10. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, I think that helps. Kind of. I mean, it doesn't seem very tough. What if we made the explosiveness 1? Oh, interesting. Like that does look mostly like water. I can maybe make the particles a little smaller. Okay. I do think those look like water particles now. I don't want to have to make more of them. So if I do 1 million now, man, it looks good now, but I think it'll take too much processing. Oh man, what are you yeah, you sent me. I think you're using the same are you using that Euphoria UMC 404? I can't remember what audio processor you're using, but yeah. I usually take mine in like oh, you just got today. Gotcha. What are you using? I usually do take it in kind of lower volume and then amp it up in Ableton. I get it right to the edge of clipping. Well, very cool. What'd you order? So the only problem with what you're about to see is it's literally 1 million particles. So because of that, it's probably going to take a lot of processing. And I don't know if I want that. Let's find out. It took a while to start, but I think it's because it's 1 million particles. All right. I think I have to go So yeah, oh yes, yeah, you have the Euphoria Behringer Euphoria UMC 2. That's what I have. I have the 404 HD. I have the exact same one. It's right here. It's what I'm running this mic through. Is the Euphoria UMC 404 HD. So it's probably the exact same hardware, just more ports. And oh yeah, that's what. Oh, your old one broke? Really? That's wild. How'd it break? That's weird. I've been running this one for years now with no issues. And I leave the phantom power on like all the time. Like pretty much constantly. So that's wild. All right. You know what? I might have to do trails. Oh, you think they spilled something on it? Yeah. That would probably do it. So if I did trails, I could do ribbon trails here. Shape. Cross. Material. Let's do standard material. Oh, you know what? Let me turn this down. I know you can't see anything, but it's running right now and it's really laggy. So I think it's just loading too many. Well, it's not processing a particle. Well, the processor might be processing particles. I'm not sure. Man, it is laggy. Wonder what's going on there. All right, let's see. Texture. We'll add texture here. Yeah. That's cool. Man, I like it a lot. So hopefully you like it as well. Nice. Good deal. So yeah, I got the same one. Yeah, you got to be careful, like, because you're going to clip it probably. So like in Ableton, I just get it to right before it's clipping. You're saying it's not loud enough after you're recording it or what? Let me change this down to like 100. All right, interesting. Okay. Let me set transparent. This looks like a bunch of bats. Okay. Let's see. So the trails. If I do flat. Flat. Okay. Not quite looking good yet. Let's go to like 10. I think 10,000 was just too many. It was just too much processing. All right, let's fix this color. What I need to do here is oh, yeah. Yeah, I always just set it on the like fastest or like my loudest sound, right? And then just slam on it until and kind of set it and pull back on the gain until it's just right. Let me take this down to 10,000 now. Oh, it already is 10,000. Okay, so this does help a lot in terms of making it look a little beefier. I do probably want to keep it 10,000. Okay, a couple things here. First, let me set the distance fade on. That should keep, and then set it to like a meter away. That should keep all the little ones from kind of plaguing the screen. Nice. Well, good. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you like it. I do like mine a lot. I've had really good luck with it. I've been using it a while. I do need to make these smaller. Like these need to be like 0.1 maybe. 0.5. Maybe like 0.3. And then I can make these stay alive longer maybe, the trails. See what that looks like. Okay, okay. The color might be a little bit off. Oh, yeah. Yep, compressor's gonna help a lot because that'll kind of even out your sound. That'll keep everything at a consistent volume. I think a compressor pedal is really important for recording. Yeah. So a compressor pedal is gonna keep, like, as you slam on chords versus playing single notes, it's gonna bring up the volume of the single notes and bring down the volume of the chords to keep everything more flat. Essentially, it compresses the sound. So yeah, that'll be good. It does take some of the dynamics out, so you got to be careful. Like if you want to sound dynamic, it could take some of the dynamics out. You don't want the sound to sound squished, but yeah, I bet that helps a lot. Might get rid of the hue variation here. Maybe not. Actually, kind of liked it like this. All right. It is looking decent. So like, I think most people are going to kind of be up here. So I think I probably do need to make it a little smaller. Maybe to bring the angular velocity down. Let's see what happens with this. I don't think that did much. You're right. It needs more glow. I have quite a bit of glow on it, but like a lot of glow on it. But maybe it could use more. They're just tiny particles. Yeah, it has a lot of glow actually. I mean, it can always glow more, I guess. But I want it to be smaller, I think. Let me just actually make the whole thing smaller. Oh, I can't. I've done this like 15 times. Like 15 times I said, I just need to make it smaller. But I'm already at like 0.1. I mean, I could go like half the size, I guess. I do need to recenter it, maybe. No, I hear you. All right. There you go. That looks pretty much centered. I might mess with these trails. Maybe 1 second trails is too long. Or 2 second trails is too long. Maybe it's too short. Let's try it a lot more. Okay, nope. 0.3. Yeah, I think 0.3 is about right. That looks pretty good. Let's see. So I'm far away. It looks pretty good when I'm close up. Yeah, I wonder if that has to do with like my color ramp. If I get rid of this color ramp. No, that changed nothing. If I get rid of this. Definitely not. All right. Cool. Let's see. Let me see how I can make that. Like if I'm up close, this is really close. If I'm up close, how to make it look less static. Let me think here. Let me look at like the trail definition here and see like what if this was flat instead of cross. You know, let me pull this back a little bit. Let me pull this back to 0. Maybe that helps. I could change when it fades. I actually think it looks better with 1. Yeah, let's mess with the alpha curve. Something like that, a little more intense at the beginning. Or maybe we just start off kind of like that. That's decent. Let me get rid of the color. 0 dissolve. I don't know, dissolve. Oh, like at the end? Like you're saying like at the end of it? At the beginning of it? I'm not sure what dissolve is. I'm getting rid of, one thing I'm doing is kind of getting rid of the dark black thing. Okay. So something like that. Maybe move it closer to the end. I do think I want it to fade out a little bit. Right, I think it's somewhere at the beginning where it's kind of looking a little bit stale. And I guess it's really because, let me go back to this. I think it really is the proximity fade. I mean, I can do this for sure. Give it a little more up front. Not that much. Yeah, and it's a little choppy. Let me pull this down maybe. Maybe fewer particles here helps. Because I can process a little faster. And then what if I increase the lifetime to something crazy on here? Hey, that started looking pretty decent. What if I do 10,000 again? All right, I got an idea here. So what if I do this? I decrease the lifetime. Something like 3 seconds. So let me see what that looks like on a one shot. Okay, let's try this. No, I think it needs to be like 5 seconds. Hey, that's all right. No problem at all. No problem at all. Let's see. I think something like that's starting to look kind of decent. Let's do this again. The texture. That's all right. It's all right. That one idea is important. I do like this texture. But I could probably go back. So I'm on cross here. I could probably take this down to like smaller if I needed to. Something like that. I think this looked better at 7. But I want it to kind of tornado in at the beginning, right? Like a whirlpool. So I do think it needs to be a little bit bigger than 0.1. Maybe 0.2. It is for sure looking like a static gold TV. I mean, maybe if I go bigger with it. Not bigger, for sure. Yeah, I think maybe the colors as well. There may be too much hue variation. I don't know. I kind of like the hue variation, but maybe like 0.05. Okay, let me. So I've got like a 10-second trail. The trail is huge right now. But maybe I do less trail. Less trail actually does look a lot better, I think. But yeah, so like, look, if you pick something, right? If you pick one, it's like the same. What if we increase the randomness? Maybe randomness is what we need. But yeah, it looks like they're not moving. Right, like if you pick a single spot, it looks the same. What does speed scale do? That's not it. I think pre-process is... Oh, that would probably take forever. Okay. I think that's starting to look decent. Like up close. What if I increase the velocity? That's true. Okay. What if we decrease this instead of increased it? What if I cut it in half? Oh yeah. There we go. I think that's it. I need to lower it down, maybe. All right, let's take a look. Yeah, I think that looks good. I already implemented the code that checks for the magic to like be a single spot versus a multi-spot. So that's implemented now, by the way. Ah, I didn't set it to a one shot. It's okay. I can do it when it loads. I hope so. You know, we'll find out. Sometimes I get them in the game and like the addition of colors, the way the colors are calculated, just ends up way off. I'm still not really sure why in a lot of cases. So, but yeah, mess with your thing for sure. When I record, what I do is I just slam on like a G chord, right? Just over and over again until as I adjust my gain and just pull it down like right before it clips. It does sometimes sound like it's like super quiet, and then I have to crank up the main. But I do have that problem sometimes when I'm recording. It just feels super quiet. Yeah, compressor is super important. I got like a super cheap compressor from Amazon. Let's see. Well, nice. We probably got the same one. We got the same audio interface. Oh, it's broken. What happened? What are you talking about? Okay, what if I turn trails off? Like, it makes a difference, right? Yeah, it definitely looks different. So what are you talking about here? But one or more mesh materials are either missing or not set for trails rendering. Is there like a trail mesh? There probably is a trail mesh. A Donner. Wait. Oh, my pedal's over there. I'm pretty sure mine's a Donner as well. Yeah. I think I probably have the exact same one as you. Nice. Is trail mesh in here? Mine is blue. Yes, it is blue. It's probably the exact same one. And it's great. I've been playing with it. I play with it live. And have done every one of these recordings that you hear with it. So, yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Let me turn this back on. We'll mess with trails for a second and see why I'm getting this warning. Because I do have to fix that warning. That actually helps a little bit, I think. Maybe. What if I increase like the number of segments? Okay, I think the number of segments didn't change much. What about sections? Just made it bigger. What if I change this down to 0.1 now? Oh yeah. And then what if I did this as flat? That makes almost no difference. So let's just do flat for simplicity. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I need a few more particle-iness, so I probably need to make this a little bigger. Maybe 0.2. Okay, I think that looks good. I changed the section length. I made the section length longer, so that's where like they perfect. Yeah, that looks great. I think that's fantastic. I do need to figure out why this trail, I'm getting this trail warning. Trails enabled, but one or more mesh materials are missing or not set for trail rendering. So how do I set a texture for trail rendering? Let's look at these. So far, nothing. What does this do? Let's leave that off. Okay. I'm getting sidetracked. I might have to Google that one to see what I'm missing here. So let's Google that error real quick. Okay, so this is trails enabled. Trails, it's gonna be choppy for a second because I'm typing on another screen. But one or more mesh materials are either missing or not set for trail rendering. All right. Okay. Weird. Google made it so it's not all one line, which is fine, but that was weird. Okay, let's see. Okay. Couldn't do it in quotes. Let's see. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay, there are some issues lately, it seems. Interesting. There are some recent issues that this is showing up on. So, let's see something real quick though. Do I have all these out? Is this it? Yes, that's it. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. It got worse. First off. Shoot. I mean, it could be good. Okay. Wait. This is getting promising. All right. I like that. What do I need to do to fix this. Yeah, I don't think the trails were actually going before either. The trim proximity fade off. Wait, proximity fade is not what I'm looking at. Move to distance fade off. Yeah. Let me go mess with some of the trail settings. Oh, that does look great. All right. Now the size doesn't matter here at all. Let's do cross. Oh no, not that. All right. Now it for sure looks like rain. I think one still, I guess. I mean, it definitely looks like water filling up the space. It looks like a lot of water. Let's give that a go. All right, let's see. All right. Spinning water, I think, is the way to go. Okay. Let's see what that looks like. Oops. Now it's too small. I mean, that looks like a lot of water on him, but it clearly needs to be a lot bigger. So let's, okay. Good thing is I can throw this over here and I can make changes. And I'm confident in the size changes at least. Some of the color changes weren't coming in quite right, but okay, want to be bigger. Maybe something like that. Kind of looks like static now, though, is the only problem. But it could be a processing issue. Let me try real quick taking down the number of particles. Okay, I think there's probably a happy medium because that actually looked pretty good for a second. Like, I like how it starts up a lot. It starts up really cool. Maybe 1000 was okay. Maybe I just need to mess with trails. But yeah, it does have the static thing going for it. That's not too bad. Probably does look better with like at least a couple thousand particles. Man, I like how it starts up with 1000. Like, it starts up with 1000 so good. Yeah, I can, that's what I was doing over here, is I was messing with the section. Let's see, that does fill it in a little bit. Let me, you know what? Let's do the point size a little bigger. Let's go back here and go to point, like fixed point. First off, let's just turn off use fixed point and see what happens. Oh, that's bad, right? Yeah, that's bad. I mean, it's interesting, I guess, but it's bad. Okay. Yeah, it's bad. Okay. All right, so 1 I think is the only one that works. Now it's just static everywhere. All right. I think I do need more particles. Yeah, it kind of looks like static. Man, I love this. I love how that starts up, right? I just wish it ramped to a lot more particles, which I guess I could maybe turn the explosiveness down. If I turn the explosiveness down to like 0, well, not 0, maybe like 0.5, and did 10,000 particles, what does that look like? Or turn the explosiveness up. That's not terrible. That's interesting. That's for sure a wave. 0.99. 1500. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I don't know if I like the wave or like the tornado better, you know? Let me go to like 3,000. I probably like the tornado better, which is like this. Yeah, it's probably better. Yeah, the tornado looks cool. I agree. I can probably change how it's shaded and stuff as well. Mess with some of this. Let's see. That's the trails. Let's mess with some of these other sections and stuff. Now that I'm actually doing this, it's like if I take sections to be, if I take the size to be 2 or 10, what does that end up doing? Oh, it's like duplicating it. Interesting. Okay, if I take the sections up to like 10, what does that do? What if I make 2 sections? Okay, I can turn the number of section segments up. No, yeah, it definitely looks pixelated. I agree. It's not just the stream. I need to fill it in. I want like trails. Okay, wait. That's starting to look a little bit better. Let's see, let's take that back down to 2. Yeah, it's got to have like that trail associated with it. But it doesn't look very dense right now. How many is this? This is 10. Let's go to 10,000. I think 10,000 kind of gets that pixelated look though. Maybe happy medium and 5,000. What does 1,000 look like now? Yeah, no, it needs more than that. So let's go with 5,000. Let's see if I can get this looking decent. All right. Looks like the Super Saiyan charge. Maybe somewhere in the middle here. Yeah, the edge does look very pixelated. I agree. Interesting. I don't know why it changes it to two complete things when I do that. Okay. All right, that's looking better. That's looking pretty decent. It is still looking kind of pixelated on the edges. I don't know that it kind of looks like magical water, maybe. I mean, it looks deadly. Yeah, it has the filled in start that kind of like wraps around the target, which is pretty cool. Does look deadly. I wonder if I can take, like, what if I take that down to like 0.1? I think the only thing I want to try to do, okay. I don't really see this changing anything. I can make 2 for some reason. Oh yeah, let me change this to cross. It looks a little bit thicker. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. I might shorten it a little tiny bit. Let's see what happens if I shorten it a bit. There you go. I think that looks pretty decent. I think shortening, well, honestly, the longer probably doesn't impact it too much, except you're gonna have to sit there through it or you click through it. But it kind of is kind of cool, like throwing some of the water on the screen almost. But yeah, I can. So yeah, that's a good point. I actually turned off anti-aliasing while I was dealing with some of those other problems. Let me turn it back on. Let me try to find it. All right, here we go. All right, I've got anti-aliasing back on now. I might have to close this and open it back up. So let's try this. Yeah, I completely forgot that I had turned anti-aliasing off. It was when I was dealing with that whole stream mess. That is looking pretty good though. And then honestly, for the tornado, I might just flip it upside down and turn it gray. That might be all I have to do, which would be fantastic. The stream mess, that was 100% Cox's fault. We can't talk about it though, because if I do, Cox is gonna come at me. Yeah, I've dropped zero frames this stream. I started streaming off my CPU instead of GPU, and I'm not recording, which maybe I should be because I have been making some shorts from the recording. But what I found out works really well is just to make the short in like Twitch's clip maker, and then export that, and then add whatever I want to add, and clip it up. So I'll probably keep doing that. That one clip, by the way, that I had worked at the end of the stream, that was my most popular clip of all time. Oh, I used the wrong spell. It's fine. Oh, interesting. It doesn't know that it's a... it didn't know it was a thing. Okay. But now we have this going, which is good. Okay, so up close. Now we can mess with that. I probably do need proximity fade now. So we can bring this back over here. And we can mess with it. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like that good, but I got like 500 views. So it was my most popular short. All right, let's see. So, what if we had turbulence? Is that just gonna make this go crazy? Oh, I did not like that. All right, let's see what this looks like with turbulence. I think the turbulence might add to it. Yeah, not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay, I do want to turn up the proximity fade here. I think I just turned it off entirely, or distance fade. Okay. That's pretty decent. Okay. It might be too much glow. I hate to say it, Casey, but it might be too much glow. Okay, here's the deal. It looks like this on this screen. I think I need to turn off turbulence. I don't think it's actually looking like that. It just looks like a crazy mess on my other screen. Okay, yeah, let's turn the glow down a little bit. I'll turn these down to like 3.3. Maybe even lower. What if I did turn them down to 1.1 so they don't glow? Okay, here's the deal. My screen over here is not updating. So I'm gonna have to close this and reopen. What happened? What was this, 5 and 5? Looks like paint. Okay. What else did I change? Let me slide this out a little bit. I don't go too crazy much. I just want to get rid of the little black, like starting point. There we go. What happened? Why does it look? It looks weird now. I don't see any pixels are static anymore. Yeah, it just looks like swirling paint, which I probably can if I change it from cross to flat. That probably fixes that, where it doesn't look like swirling paint. Let's see. Yeah, I probably could change the hue. Let me see where the hue variation is. It's a very small amount here. Okay. I think that's decent without the hue variation. I'm not sure which I like better. It kind of is nice to have the colors in there, like that blue. Let's see. Maybe like 0.01. Now less glow. I think that looks pretty cool. Yeah. It does look very painty, which may be okay. Like, let's look at it in the style of the game, because in the game is kind of cartoony, right? So if the game's a little cartoony, maybe that's a good thing. The glow may be messing with that color a little bit. Let's see it in context of the game. right, let's check this out. I think I still have 10K. So yeah, I could reduce the number, actually. Well, I have 5K. Let's see what it looks like with 1K on here. Actually, this looks pretty good. Okay, I switched it to 1K. I don't know if it'll update on the game side. We'll check. I switched it to 1K and I think it looks pretty good. I think it fits the style of the game. Like, it's very much stylized. Here, I'll show you. That is not what it looked like in the preview window. Man, okay, here's what it looked like in the preview window, which was cool, right? Like, you see this, you're like, oh, that's cool. It's got like the little things spinning out. It looks like a tornado. But in game, it looks, I think it's just because you're more zoomed in. Let's keep it at 10,000 is a lot of processing. Let's keep it at 5,000. Yeah, the previous scheme looked so good. Let's do 3,000. Here, let's do this. Okay, let's turn back. I keep messing with this, but okay, let's turn proximity fade back off. Or distance fade. Keep proximity fade on. Oh yeah, I hear you. Like, that looks pretty good, but let me try it at 5,000 and we'll run it again. And that looks good as well. So let's give it a go. You have to tell me. I don't think it's looking pixelated. I mean, there's dots obviously, but I think it's okay. We'll check here. All right. Okay, I'll try it. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. I'll try it on my good monitor here. Okay. Let's see what it looks like. That looks a little bit pixelated. I mean, it kind of looks like a big water ball, but let's see. I think I need to reduce the number of particles. It looks so good at the start. Which I guess I could reduce the life cycle. I mean, if I reduce the lifetime to like 3 seconds. It's just like that. Which maybe is enough. I mean, it's really choppy here, but like, maybe that's enough. Is that all I need? Oh, it does look pretty good. Let me take this down to like 1,000. I think it's staying 3,000 on the screen, but okay, I'm gonna try resetting this at 1,000. I'm not sure. I kind of like the longer lifetime. I like how it like spreads out, but maybe what I can do is have it be longer, but have like pull the alpha back so it starts to fade out, right? And maybe that'll make it look like it'll keep it focused on the middle, that middle part. So after this like 3 seconds, it starts fading out to nothing. I'm gonna call it here in a second. I might try to, I'll have to do air next time, but it is looking pretty good. All right, let's check. Okay, I mean, simple. Here's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna. Oh, that was at 1,000. So that wasn't too bad. I think I'm gonna keep this at like 7. I think I'm gonna keep this at 3,000 because I think it looks really good. But what I'm gonna do is come down here to the alpha curve, and I'm going to, let's see, so 7. Have it start fading out here. To just like here, so it's like rain from there. And then it kind of spreads out into just kind of like rain. So it stays really tight focused in the middle, and then it kind of spreads out. Yeah. Let's check. It's also hard because I think you have a mobile delay. So the things that I'm like, yeah, it looks good. And then I tweak it. And then I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. So that's hard. I might try doing air real quick before I go. I'm not sure. It depends on how much longer this takes. All right, let's look at this. Cool, cool. All right. Let's see what it looks like in game. Ah. Okay, it just looks so much different. I mean, it kind of looks like water. The little weird things, right? Like the pixelation's happening. Let's pull this over here. Like it does look like water to start. Maybe it could be in-game settings of some kind. It could just be that I'm using a lot of, well, they see there's like how it's so sharp right here. I think that's because of the trail. So let's go back to the trail real quick. So what if instead of this, instead of section length, what if I did a longer section length? No, I think I need a smaller section length. Maybe fewer sections. I do think more sections looks good. I don't think the section length is doing a whole lot. That is, I think, like the weird artifacts though. Okay, interesting. There might be like a middle ground here. 2 may have looked pretty good. I'm seeing the preview and the game, so I can see them both. They both look pretty close to the same right now. Well, no, I guess the preview doesn't. Yeah, the preview doesn't really have the weird artifacts. It looks like it's like spinning. Let me check real quick to make sure there's not a. Well, there is an orbital velocity, angular velocity. That might be the problem. Let's look at something real quick. Okay, I just reset the angular velocity to 0. That may have been like the spinny, weird spinny things that we were seeing. Because that does look better. What if I do set this to 1,000 now? Now it just looks like a spinning, like it's keeping the things from spinning, which I think is better. Let me set this back to 0.3. Set this back to 1. And let me set this up to like 3,000. Let's try that. I think what might have been going on was the particles with their trails were spinning in the air. And that's what was creating that like static kind of effect. They were spinning really fast. Let's see what this looks like. And this is looking like a water tornado now. I could probably use it directly as air. Just turn it gray. Maybe I will. I don't know. Let's see if this fixes it. All right. Here we go. Still doing a little bit of the pixelated thing. I do think it looks a little bit better. See like these lines that are spinning up here? I mean, it legitimately looks like they're spinning. But yeah, it could be just processing power. Don't think that's enough. 1,000 might be enough. Let's look at it with 1,000. I know, yeah. I mean, it could just be that there's too many particles on the screen, so it is getting pixelated because my graphics card can't keep up, right? I mean, that is an option. But let's look at this one with 1,000. For sure. And I'll look at, maybe there's some other settings, like some of the other velocities, because I wasn't really careful when I copied things over. There might be some other velocities and things that are just, you know, causing issues. All right. Let's see. I mean, it looks decent. It's still doing that thing. It probably looked better with 3,000, but it has like these weird little dancing things. Like it's really choppy. Let's see if we can figure out real quick what that is. I do need to go. But let me see real quick if we can figure out what's going on there. Maybe spread. What if we change the spread to 0? Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, I didn't see them there. I did 100% turn it into a UFO. All right, it's like a cone. Is this doing it? I don't see it in the preview. I do see it. Yeah, I do see them. So what if I turn this to 0? Well, 0 spread, I will not see it. But what if I turn to like 25 spread? But yeah, I do see them right here. That is better. I do think that's better. and then drop like a bucket of water falling. Could do that. Okay, what if I make this? No, I think that gets really bad. So I think let's try like 1500. I think there's probably a sweet spot between 1000 and 3000 where it's not too many particles, but it looks complete. Like that looks pretty good. Let's see if there's anything else I have just on. Okay, orbital velocity, that's important. That's what's making the thing here. Okay, does hue variation really add much here? I think hue variation is not adding anything, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay. Can I take that down to 10? Not really. I think I can take it down to 10 if I reduce the number of particles significantly. Let's try with 30 real quick, see what it looks like. I think 20 is a good sweet spot. Okay. Ultimately, I think that looks pretty good. We've made this metallic looking. No. Okay. Cool. All right, let's look at this then. Let's try it in game. I do think that looks pretty good in here. Basically, I opened the spread up, which I think what we were seeing were like 45-degree angle particles, either being shot out or just glitching. I'm not really sure if it was a glitch or not, but it is looking pretty good. It might have just been a visual glitch. And after this, I probably got to call it. I'm getting tired. But it's getting very close. I think it is looking good. All right. Yeah, I could for sure, I think. Let's see. Yeah, they become so pixelated so fast. It's so glitchy. Okay, so a couple things. First off, that did not help me at all. I do think 45 looked better than 25 here. So yeah, 45 definitely looks better. Maybe even like greater. Like what about like 60? That looks pretty good. Okay. I think that's fine. What if I did change this to a point? Ultimately, it doesn't look like it makes that big of a difference. I think make this like 3000. Like that kind of looks the best. Yeah, it doesn't look pixelated in the preview. So I'm kind of thinking it's just a graphical artifact. Let's try something real quick. I'm going to try on my settings here. You can't see them. But I'm going to try... Okay, so I have... Let me put MSAA anti-aliasing on here. Let's look at some of these render settings and see what I can do here. Okay. Some anisotropic filtering. What does that do? Okay. That might help. And what else we got? Just checking the render settings real quick for things that have changed. It is interesting. I think the default is no anti-aliasing, which let's do that actually, because that anti-aliasing I don't think helped at all. So it might be some kind of filtering. Okay, which I did just turn filtering back on. So let's try that. We will see what happens. All right. Let's see here. But yeah, it could just be a setting, could be just how the graphics card's working. I don't have the best graphics card. I have like an RTX 580, I think, or an RX 580, whatever you want to call it. So it's not great. Could be the problem. Though I do want my game to be pretty accessible. It doesn't need to be crazy in graphics. I do want to be able to render particles. Whoa, that made a big difference. That looked night and day different. I mean, that even looked like the same effect. Okay, it's not doing the pixelating thing. It's not enough particles, I don't think. It doesn't look like this. Whoa, that was crazy. I'm belitified right now. Let me turn up the section length maybe to like 1 and then try running it. Okay, now is that rendering the same way? Yeah, that's wild. Let me set this to 10,000. That might have been what we needed. All right, let's take a look. I think it is. I think it's just a render thing, and I think we might have fixed it with the filtering, but I gotta think through. Now I've got to like redesign the trail because the preview doesn't use the same filtering as the actual game, I guess. It looked very different. Maybe so. Yeah, I don't know how that impacts like the game because it still renders at runtime. I don't know like what the difference in compiling is between like going to here. I've never made an exe, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe it does look better. All right, let's look at this though. Okay. I mean, it's interesting. I think I just got to play with the settings. Let me take like 2 more minutes. Now let's put this over here. Okay, I think I do want to go down to like 3,000. I don't know if I can change the number of particles. Let's see. All right. I mean, it is... Okay, I think we can get this. I think with this, these settings, I think we can get it. Okay. I think I see what's happening. Just try in large numbers here to see if I can see a clear difference here. All right. Okay, I think 20 here. Let me try like 1,500 particles. All right, I do think we're getting closer. What if I did turn off? I think I turned on the point thing because of this. But, and I probably do need to do that. Let me check though. Yeah, no, I think I do need to do the point. Okay. Yeah, it is getting closer, I think. Like, that's looking decent. It's not perfect. It doesn't look nearly aggressive enough yet. Let me change how it's diffused. I don't know if this makes a huge difference, but maybe. Let's do something real quick. Let me make sure that, like, let me turn shadows off on it, which might help. Turn, disable, receive shadows. Yeah, that might help it just be a little bit more consistent. It is for sure getting closer though. All right. Oh, maybe 3,000. It like, the only thing is it like grows in like steps, which I'm not crazy about. I mean, that's kind of cool, actually. Oh, you thought that looked really good? There you go. That does look pretty good. I can mess with the alpha a little more. Okay, I think that looks pretty decent. What if I zoom in on it? Okay, when I zoom in on it, it looks really bad. But I think I can turn off proximity fade, and that helps. I don't think I need proximity fade here. All right, that didn't help at all, actually. It made it worse. All right, maybe I do want proximity fade. Okay, I think it just needs to be a little more dense, right? Which I want to densen it up without like adding a bunch of particles. Maybe if I make the particles just a little bit bigger. That looks a little bit pixelated. Okay, let's do this. Is that proximity fade? I don't want it's like culling it. I don't want it to cull it. Well, let's do something real quick. If I disable culling, there you go. Okay, that's looking better. I don't know if it looks like water anymore. Let's see. Okay, I think we're getting really close. I think that's looking pretty good. Yeah, maybe I think just messing with the trail helps here. Oops. That's too small. All right, let's try 0.1 on this. Let's see, if I do like one section segment, what does that look like? Okay. I don't think I want more sections. It's like 2 sections here looks good. Faster fade out. Yeah, let's give that a go. Let's try flat here. Let's see if that makes a difference. All right. Yeah. Okay. I agree. A lot faster fade out. Let's take this down to like 5. Maybe I'm focused way too much on it. Like, maybe it should just be something like that. With a sound effect. Yeah, I could do that instead. So if we wanted to keep that 7, I go to the alpha curve. It is fading out pretty quick. Wider base. I missed that one. What do you mean by a wider base? Like fanning out more? It's like instead of 60, maybe we try like 25. Okay, it didn't update here, but it updated on my spring. This is for a water spell. So, we've come a long way. It's not perfect yet. That was whenever I changed the time or whatever. Gotcha. So, yeah, this is for water. It's coming along. I might add more particles. Maybe makes it look a little tougher. Thanks, appreciate it. Thank you. And then I maybe want to add it. I think that's looking pretty good. And then let me add like some hue variation here. Sound effects would help too. I think sound effects are a big part of this that I'm missing right now. So that'd be helpful. Let me go add less of a cone shape. I can, yeah. So that's this. I'll change this to 25. Let me reset this because in the previewer it looks a little flatter. So let's I don't think spread. There's certain parameters that don't make it over in like a hot swap, right? I think spread's one of them. I think I can't really change the spread and it go through. No, I don't think I really want a cone shape. When I get to air, because I'll do air next time I stream, not today, but when I get to air, I'll do something similar, and I kind of want it to be a little more cone shaped, right? Like a tornado. But yeah, a little too empty. Agree. Yeah. I agree. No, that makes sense. Yeah, more particles, bigger lines. We've messed around with a bunch of stuff, and we've gone from like it really looking decent in the previewer to it looking a little bit empty here. And even like the filtering changes this a lot. We learned. So let's look at this though. Once we get this kind of right, maybe we can I can see if I can bulk it up. Okay, that looks decent, but let's see, let's let them move real quick, and then it's just gonna keep running, which is good. Okay, so let me see if I can bulk it up some. Yeah, let me try just increasing the point size here from like 0.1 to 0.2. Let's see what we got. That's decent. I do need to scoot it over some, don't I? It's not quite centered. That can add a few more segments, I think. Let's see. Maybe we keep that. Maybe we make it a little bigger still. See, I think I see what you're saying. It's like you've got these dots that kind of extend out, which is decent, but yeah, maybe it's better to be a little thicker. That is starting to look a little better. It's starting to get a little choppy, but I think I have too many particles. Let's try going back to like 1500 particles. Let's see if that's too few particles. I might add some more color variation too. That might help it look a little bulkier. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. I think I see what you're saying with the bulkiness. I think that's helping. I could do something like that, like even bigger. Cool. Yeah, I think brush strokes kind of helps. I do want some hue variation real quick. Let me go back to that hue variation. Just add like a really small, like 0.05. I'm trying to add some dark blue. I might have to close and reopen for this. Also have to, well, you're kind of getting a little bit of dark blue in there. Let me see if I can scoot this over to be centered. All right, we'll see what we can do here. Oh my goodness, look, it's back there. What happened? I clearly broke it. I mean, it looks good at a distance. Let's reset this. Honestly, kind of looked good at a distance. So I think we're getting really close. That was a great idea. Thank you, Zyko. I think that was super helpful, just thinking through like particle size. I tried kind of doing like point particles and could not get it to look good. But I think with the new trails, I think it helps a lot. Yeah, it kind of looks like brush strokes, kind of looks like you're painting, which I think fits kind of the stylized look of the game. So there you go. When you cast it, just zooms way out. You see it real small off in the distance, and you say, dang, that water looks good far away. I bet it looks great close up, but you can never find out. You'll never know. Unless you come watch the stream, I guess. All right, let's see. So let's see. What does this look like? And I've got the animation here on repeat. I agree. Yeah. I'm gonna use it something similar on the air one. Okay, it looks a little too painty now, maybe. Now it looks like it does need to move. Now it looks like legitimate paint. So maybe not that much variation. It looked consistent with this though, so I can probably make this look kind of right. All right, it was a little bit off of center. Let's see if I can get this centered here. It's not centered on the particle emitter, so it's kind of hard to get it just right. Yeah, if I really do it, if I made it like paint, yeah, I'd have to make sure that style's present in more spells. It will be present in wind for sure. I think something like that looks pretty good though. The fire I think looks pretty good. It's not as stylized. It's a little bit stylized. I'll have to think through that. Earth, yeah, Earth looks pretty bad. I might have to redo Earth with this kind of style in mind. I don't know. I'm not a crazy fan of the Earth spell anyway, so maybe some changes would be warranted. We'll check it out. We can look at them all together. I mean, there is some stylization to it. The ice, I think, is stylized in a similar fashion already, so that's good. But yeah, I think consistent style is gonna be really hard. But I think it would add to it a lot. And yeah, I think air. I have an air spell. That would be really good with this kind of thing. Let's see. All right, you have to give me your feedback here. Let's see what we got. And the lightning is also really stylized, so I think that looks decent. Like for tonight, there might be a little bit of tweaking, but ultimately I think, like, let's wait for it. Like, it kind of looks like water. Maybe it needs like some white in it. I don't know, what are your thoughts? I think it's getting really close. Like if I saw that and there was like I think the key here, hold up. Let me turn off this this music real quick. All right. Here, let's do this real quick. All right. Oh, I got an ad, 1 second. All right. Okay. Here we go. Let me provide the sound real quick. All right, here we go. I think you'll hear this. So let me see if I can time it. You ready? 1, 2, 3. What do you think? I think that works. I think it's fine. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to go with that. Let me turn music back on. All right. I think that's pretty decent. Like, is it perfect? No. But yeah, the sound does make it much better. Man, let me add some whites. Okay, I really want to end the stream, so I'm trying to convince myself that it's good, but I can't. Can't convince myself of that. Let me real quick maybe add some more white. Let's actually, you know what? It might just be glowing too much. If I take some of the glow out, so this is probably really glowy. Oh yeah, it's super glowy. Let's see. Yeah, swoosh would have been better. I literally Googled like water swish sound or something. Yeah, absolutely. I'll come back. That looks pretty decent though. I may get rid of the hue variation. I don't know that I actually like it that much. Like, it's kind of cool. The glow does mess with the color a whole lot. But yeah, that looks. I think that looks decent. So let me go through all of them real quick. I feel maybe even like a little darker blue, actually. Oh yeah, wait. That may have been the secret here. That looks much more like water, right? Maybe I just needed a darker blue this whole time. Maybe I was going too light with it. Not that dark. Yeah, let's run that in game. Okay, and that differentiates it from ice, I think, quite a bit. If it's darker blue, which is good. Okay, I think that's it. I think that helps a lot. I think it's gonna make it look a little bit more dangerous. It's gonna make it a little bit more like water. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I was thinking like water in the Caribbean, some sort of. Maybe I'm wanting to be on a cruise somewhere. But this looks much more like water. Yeah. Imagine that water sound we just heard. Keep that in mind.
I chose Wix for.
Oops. All right, you're gonna hear an ad for a second. All right, let's see. So, all right, let's do water. Oh man, I messed up. It's okay, it'll still work because of the way it's programmed. So I'm using water blade here, but it's still gonna make the water animation because I messed up. Okay. So maybe. Here we go. Not positive, but I think we're close. I don't know if I can add hue variation with white is the problem. Just because I don't know that you can adjust the hue and get white here. But yeah, like this preview looks so good. Let me try adding some hue variation. Let's see. Yeah, it gets darker blue. Let's try the negative. Okay, well, that puts me back at well, I can do a curve, right? I mean, like if I do negative 0.1 and then I mess with the curve here, like over time, I may be able to. Let's see if I can adjust where it comes in. Hey, something like that, yeah. Okay. Okay, not as dark at the start. All right, that color change does help, I think. Maybe a little darker than that. All right, let's see. I think that's getting close, at least. Right at the end of the fade. Okay. Let's time it. Something like that. I do want to kind of start a little bit dark blue. Like it doesn't have to be super dark, but I do want to start a little bit dark like that. Maybe pull this left a little bit. left a little more. Yeah, I think it's getting close. I think that looks pretty good. Okay. I think I'm going to call it no matter what almost. But I think it's looking pretty good. And then I'll run through all the spells real quick so we can watch them together. And then probably find someone to raid and call it a night. It's getting super late here. I was going to go to bed an hour ago. Yeah. Oh man, these rabbit holes though. It's hard to walk away from when you're making good progress. They do look good. I like the animations and I appreciate all the help, everybody. It's a huge help. All right. Let's see what we got. I also need to fix that. Right now I need to go figure out why water is getting cast when I cast my water sword spell. It shouldn't get cast. It's okay. It's okay. It's not perfect. I'm gonna turn this back on one shot. It looks a lot better in the previewer than it does in the game. But it's all right for now. I think we're just a little bit off. Thank you, appreciate it. I do think fire, if I had to rank them, I do think fire's number one because fire looks great. Here's fire. Oh, interesting. Wait. What? What is that about? Why did water get cast? Nothing is special about water. Why did water get cast everywhere? Okay. I can't even think of why that would happen. I've never had that happen before. Okay, let me try this again. I've been using these effects for like a week, and I've never had one cast after another like that. Especially in that manner. Now, I did change a couple things today. They're not even really animations, right? They're just emitters. So yeah, it definitely created two emitters. It created the fire emitter, and then when the fire emitter ended, it created a water emitter. But why? That was weird. Okay, we're gonna try a different order here. I'm gonna try just fire real quick. I'm not gonna debug tonight because I'm really tired. I'm not gonna be efficient at debugging. But let's look at this. All right, fire looks great. Okay, and it's not doing the weird water animation thing. I did change one shot, right? Like one in the middle of the thing. So that's possibly why. Okay, let's use water. Would water look better casting on everybody individually? That's another question. All right, that looks pretty decent actually. Now let me call lightning. All right, that looks pretty good. And let me call ice. Okay, it's hanging off the edge. That's okay. Yeah, you're probably right. Okay. Let me call dark here. I'm running out of health. That one is my least favorite, I think. Like, it's a good concept. Just needs a little work. And then let me call earth. That's what I have right now on that. It's all right. Okay. So ultimately, I think there are clear winners and clear losers here. Did we cover? Oh, we didn't cover light. Let's do light. Oh, interesting. Wait. Oh, I just broke my game. Interesting. Okay, well, we're gonna call it anyway. We'll have to catch the next stream to see light. No, I'll run light real quick. Interesting. It went to a weird place in the code, like to abilities that I don't really even use that. I'm not even really using. I'll have to watch the stream and debug. Yeah, light's really good. I think you're right. Fire and lightning are really good. So I think it's fire, lightning, ice, water. I think ice, then water. Earth. Oh, I guess light. So fire, lightning, light. Ice, water, earth. Fire, lightning, ice. Yeah. And then dark is at the very bottom. I really need to work on dark. And with sound, all of these are going to look much better. Like if I ran that ice animation and had like a cracking sound, I think that would look really good. Yeah. All right. So this is what light, like holy, looks like. Which I think looks pretty decent. Not bad. Okay. Ultimately, I'm pretty happy with all those. I will probably make some changes to ice and water still, just to get some tweaks in. But like, they're coming along. But anyway, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and find someone to raid and get some sleep. I like earth over water. Yeah. The ground, the ground on the ice really sells it. The earth, I don't know about the earth. Like, it looks decent, right? As in, like kind of cool. Okay, I did have it more red. I was talking to MJ, right? And I had it a lot more red. She's like, that looks like a blood fountain. So I made it more kind of rocky. Yeah, I just don't really know. I got to think about that one a little bit. Maybe I could do a rock tornado. But anyway, I'll find someone real quick to raid here. Let's see. I'm actually going to raid Orbum, who was in here earlier. So let's give a nice hey guys or a shell MH to Orbum. And yeah, we'll talk soon. Have a good night, everybody. And I will probably not be on tomorrow. I've got my son's birthday parties on Saturday. I usually stream on Fridays. I probably won't stream tomorrow, but I may stream this weekend. So have a good night. If you're not following, give me a follow. That way you can catch me next stream, and have a good one. Catch you later.